Hi, welcome to Homemaker Living. I'm Teresa, and today I'm out here at my compost bins, wishing I had enough compost to finish my entire garden. A couple of weeks ago, I went ahead and started putting my home compost in my raised beds, and I ran out about a third of the way through. I knew I wouldn't have enough to finish the project, so I got as far as I could. We're going to head to our local nursery that carries the same product I used last year, and we'll pick up a yard or so. It's a little windy outside, and my husband's cutting some metal, and it's going to get pretty noisy, so let's head inside. It's important to feed your soil, and there's a number of ways you can go about that. You can use your own home compost that you make. You can purchase it retail in either bag form or from a nursery, loose in a truck. You can plant a cover crop, and then when you turn that cover crop over and it decomposes, it feeds the soil. And or you can add amendments that you can purchase as well. I encourage you to do your own research for your area, for your soil type, and what works for you. I have used a number of processes over the years and have settled into one that's working really well for me, and I was really pleased with my garden results last year. Now I see my husband is waiting for me, and he'd like to go get that compost picked up. So we're going to go ahead and take off, grab that, come back, and hopefully get started. Before we put the compost in these first 10 beds, I'm going to go ahead and peel back the irrigation lines so that the compost will be underneath those, and we'll flip them back down and stake them down, and then on to the next beds.
This is what I imagine, because if you were going to spread out a bag, so let's kind of figure this out. How many beds do you have?
Well, I have 21 that are this size.
And aren't some of them already done?
Yeah, I put homemade compost. So
Okay.
that's why I wanted to start with these 10, because they have none.
Okay.
I mean, compost isn't as good as this.
It's just like they said, you never know what you're going to get. You know, it's always different. You could go back the next time and it could be the chunky stuff.
Right.
But yeah, this is beautifully screened, and it's so nicely. I mean, you can see that this is going to compost down so much quicker. Yeah, so come over here and just kind of look and go. I mean, do you think that if you were to spread this out across here?
I think that's good.
Okay, so that way I kind of know.
Yeah.
And then we can go back and be heavy
If we have extra.
if we have extra.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I'm going to make them look
Yeah,
like.
we'll just kind of move it around like
So
this.
that was basically a half a wheelbarrow. So we have plenty to do that.
Nice. This compost looks. It's dark, it's rich, it's really fine, smells good, looks good. Do the strawberries that I just transplanted.
Looks like they all bounce back after being, squished.
Just that last row squish. So you want me to take these out? If you want to do it like this, or take them all the way out. I kind of just eyeball it. Okay. Believe it or not.
That's awesome, because it looks good.
Look what I ran across when I was putting compost on. This little asparagus guy is popping through. It's the first one I've seen after doing the whole bed. This guy I think came from a crown I planted last year, but he is probably 3 times the size of the asparagus last year. So that's pretty exciting. This bed will be just more of the same as far as pulling back the straw as the other 2 beds, but this one will probably be a little bit more challenging because I've got all the strawberries in here, plus all the daughters with these little hooks that I have to work around. My sister and I pulled all this straw back a couple of days ago and put nitrogen on the bed. And I didn't have compost at the time, so we went ahead and did it. Now I'm wishing I just would have waited and did it all at the same time. So I guess that is lesson learned, and I will do that next year. I think it's a little easier using my hands than the shovel, trying to place this around all the berries, because I've got some small ones in here that I just, like I said, have to work around. Well, that's almost a whole day of doing compost in all the raised beds. I'm glad to have this last straw bed done. I still have the boysenberry, I think they're boysenberries, blackberries, and the blueberries to do, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. So this is all we have left of the 1 yard of compost that we picked up this morning. I did put compost, homemade compost, in several of the beds, some bad compost in others, but that first 10 that we did that first row didn't have any in it. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the beds that we did and then wrap up this day. I went ahead and put all the irrigation back in the beds. I haven't stapled it in yet. 1 to 2 inches of compost in the beds, but my soil is only 1 year old. And I did have it tested and I was just low in nitrogen. So I added that nitrogen and then went ahead and topped it off with the compost. So it'll help amend the soil. So we finished those beds, and then my husband just topped off all these beds in the center area. This is where I'd put some bad compost, so we didn't really need, I don't think, too much in here. And earlier I did the raspberries, the asparagus, and I just finished the strawberries. All right, so that wraps up this composting video. My handy helper back here getting the remnants, the rest of it out of the truck so I can use it on those last few berries.
Literally, let's wrap it up.
All right, thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.